Lock it in and rip the knob off. You're tuned in to the #1 show on the planet. The Heffron and Reep Show. Live from your headphones. It's Heffron and Reep.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Heffron and Reep, whatever this is. Whatever this medium that I kind of feel like you're forced to do. I don't know how many people do it or started podcasting because it was fun, or now if you don't have one, I don't know. I'm confused, John Reep. But this is,
yeah, I think it's remember when websites first came out and not everyone had a website. And it's like, dude, you got to get a website. I'm like, why? Now that's what podcasts are. You don't have a podcast? What's wrong with you? Are you not trying?
yeah, it's a thing. I don't even know what gets people to listen to them. You know, like I'm a podcast fan of some, but I kind of watch them more on YouTube now than listen. Yeah. And I don't even know why I like the ones that I like.
I know why you do.
But yeah.
I think back when people were commuting a lot before COVID, audio podcasts were doing much better. You would think during a pandemic when people are locked down and they just need other sources of entertainment that audio podcasts would do well, but people aren't doing audio podcasts. They're watching stuff on Netflix, on HBO Max, on Hulu, on Amazon Prime. They're watching stuff. But the audio part has slowly gone down. I think that's all the way across the board because people usually listen to a podcast like when they're in a commute, when they're driving to work or back from work or they're flying, but that's not happening as much. So anyway, we're not just an audio podcast. We're going live on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. So there we go.
I was in Ann Arbor, Michigan this weekend performing, and I had people come up to me and said, yeah, we like the Facebook thing you do with that other John. So that's what we switched the name. We just get rid of Heffron and Reep, and it's just the Facebook thing.
Yeah. Well, we just call it the show. It's still a show. Even if it's a podcast is a show, it's an audio show. It's a radio
That's how they
show.
watch. That's how they watch. I wonder now that the world's kind of coming back online, will people watch less stuff, or now that's it? It's just a thing. To consume so much video, because I've obviously in the last year have watched so much of everything.
Yeah,
obviously my schedule, but now even as we start to perform, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of stuff on my iPad, but I see me continuing to kind of watching all the weird stuff that I've been watching. I don't see it just stopping. Maybe.
So where were you this weekend? I'm sorry.
I was in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
And you were performing?
Yes.
And the place that you stayed, did they have a smart TV?
The place I stayed, which was my house.
Got it.
Yes. And I realized this was the first time I drove to that club from the farmhouse. I was on two roads. That's it. I made a right and a left, and it was there. I did start to get over. None of that. I was there in 13 minutes.
Oh, that's great.
I know.
That's great, dude. I mean, if you could do that all the time, if that was your daily or a weekly commute and you got that cash every third day, that'd be kind of nice. I know. And let me get real quick. I want people to know we are live and we're seeing your comments. I'm going to give a quick shout out. Shane, Lisa, Lithia, Ivy, Sharon, Jane, all of you guys. I'm looking at your comments. People are loving us, John. Some people saying they're backlogged on audio podcasts. A lot of people say this is way better because there's no reruns. This is all live, all new right now. So one person just said, I like tacos. And I'm seeing these comments. Now, if you want to help us out, hit that share button. Now, you're probably watching on Facebook or YouTube. There's usually a share button down here in the bottom right corner. Click on the share button. Let's grow this puppy. You know what I'm saying? So me and Heffron can keep doing these gigs with his two roads. Continue.
Yeah, share it. Maybe I'll get some social media. You're crushing it with your social media lately, dude. I have ideas for you. How can I not move? And I'm making it about me for a second. I've had the same number of everything consistently almost for 3 months. Not a some loss, not a I haven't lost anybody and I haven't gained anybody. It's just, I think it says a lot about me. I'm getting by with a C.
Hey, I've been doing that my whole life. I just recently started upping the game, dude. And there's just you get some people who are good at it, and you give them a little bit, and that's what it'll pay off in ticket sales.
So by the way, thank you for everybody. Hey,
someone just said this guy named Patrick just said, John Reep, you are funnier than fat people falling, and I appreciate that. I apologize to fat people, but I do think that's when I watch America's Funniest Home Videos with my mom. Yeah, that's some of the funniest things, because sometimes they, I hate to generalize, but they fall slowly. It takes a minute. Go ahead.
So I was in Ann Arbor, and that's where I decided, I think when we do our town swap.
Yes.
I think that's where I want you to do a show, even though that's not where I grew up. I grew up in the town South Line. That's just, I'm not giving you a job. Just, it's close, right?
Yeah.
Actual city, but the venue, I think you would like, just because
it's 2 roads.
It's 2 roads. You can stay at my house. We'll go. We'll do it. And I'm thinking end of May, first part of June.
So let's put something in the books, dude.
That's what I mean. Like we get, I don't know if Michigan's going to open. I mean, that 45%, 50, I think it'd be fine. People will be vaccinated more in a month. People, it'll be good. So
let's do this, because I know the Ellen Jackson is watching us. We could, I don't know if Alan's coming up there. If I'm just coming up there, we'll just film it and send him the stuff. But we want to do June. Let's do the first weekend of June, dude. I'm wide open.
First weekend.
Okay.
First weekend, I'm in Greensville. Is it South Carolina or North Carolina?
There's a Greenville. There's a Greensboro.
Where's the comedy zone?
You're in a Greensville.
Okay.
No, I know exactly where you're at. I got to talk to you about this.
Okay.
You're doing the Greensville, South Carolina Comedy Zone.
Yeah, the first week of June.
And I know this because the gig that I just did in Walhalla, South Carolina is only about 40 minutes outside of Greenville, South Carolina, where John Heffron will be going at the Comedy Zone. Get your tickets, johnheffron.com. Would be the guy who opened for me, not Reno Collier. We co-headlined, but the guy who opened is a guy that I highly recommend. Do you ask for your own MC? You don't care who brings you up. You just
I don't care about the MC. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Features I used to have, but all my features get too big for me and move on to their grown.
Well, I don't know if you'd want to do any kind of requesting, but I would request Tommy Donovan. He is about maybe a year into it. Very nice, but he's also the original Sir Purr, the original mascot of the Carolina Panthers. Tommy Donovan is now doing stand-up, and he was just at my show, and we talked about that whole thing. It was a great thing. But anyway, I'm only doing that because he asked me to ask you.
Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, I'll get a hold of the guy.
Hey, Tommy, I asked him, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. So that, and also next week, if those of you paying attention, hold on.
Heffron and Reep, shameless plugs.
Tempe, Arizona, Phoenix. I will be in Phoenix next weekend. Tempe, Arizona, and also this weekend. Is that him?
Yeah, he's watching right now.
This weekend, I'm in Port Charlotte, Florida. So next weekend, Tempe, Arizona. This week, Port Charlotte. But so back to originally what we're watching. Do you have at home? Do you have Apple? What do you use to watch? Yeah. You have cable still? What's your thing?
I'm a spoiled little rotten pig, dude. Okay. I've got DirecTV because one of the guys I work with, or one of my friends, Sebastian, on this does cable and stuff like that. I love DirecTV. I like watching football when it's there. I like the NFL Sunday Ticket, so I have to have DirecTV. Okay. Now that being said, I have smart TVs, so I have a subscription to
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you
all of them. I got Hulu,
I'm writing it
Amazon
down right
Prime,
now.
Netflix, HBO Max.
So I have
All of them. I'm spending way too much money.
I just got Peacock Network.
Oh, okay.
It's all NBC
That's
stuff.
NBC, yeah.
I just got Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
No ads for HBO Max.
Yes.
Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
The one that all the James Bond movies are on. What's that one?
Disney, not Disney Plus.
Not Disney Plus, but the Paramount Network.
Oh, Paramount, yeah.
So I figured out the total, all that. So, well, I don't want ads, so then you pay the extra whatever. That's like $1 million in apps,
right,
for movies, and all I watch now is YouTube stuff. Like I'm kind of done with series. I went through Blacklist. I don't know if you've seen it. It's just with James Spader.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just went through that, but I've been finding the weirdest thing. What if you go to YouTube? What you go YouTube specifically? Sorry, I just had a root canal today. Specifically, to watch a specific video, or do you just browse on YouTube?
I don't go to YouTube to watch TV shows or movies. I will only go to YouTube because I have a YouTube channel and I'm working on YouTube. I'm checking out my own crap. Or if someone sends me a video, like, someone says on Facebook, oh, did you see this? If someone shares it with me, I don't go to YouTube to look up stuff. I don't really watch music videos that much. People have to really make me go there.
I have an 80s music video. I watch it, like a run of them. I don't even know how many are on there. Every night when I go to bed. It starts with Sade, goes into George Michael, goes into Simply Red, then it I can tell you the order, and then I can usually fall asleep somewhere. But I have the same run. And then I did some type of search. Oh, then I'll watch commercials. Just like 70s, 80s commercials.
Oh, yeah, that's fun.
There was one on that I watched, which were pilots. They were TV pilots that didn't get picked up.
Got it.
And you just watch like basically what is it called? The synopsis of the show.
Yeah. If you don't know what a TV pilot is, that's the first episode of any show that may or may not air, but it's the first episode.
Dude, they were such shit, especially if you try to ever sell a TV show and you're trying.
Oh man, that would be a great channel. Nothing but failed pilots channel.
I watched 20 minutes of them. It's horrible. One was all like humans dressed as dogs. It's horrible. But anyway, somehow from there, I got onto a mall kick. Like it was just a video of nothing but malls, and then it was cool because you'd see the hairstyles, you'd see the stores. Yeah, you'd see people buying stuff using the credit card clunker thing. Writing checks. Yeah, you hear terms you've never heard, like charge card.
Can I use my charge card?
You're gonna use. Can I use my charge? It was.
That's great.
Store. But I found this one that I guess what I'm trying to say that started me off on this whole weird wormhole. And then I've never done this before. I found the guy who did not the first mall video, but I found the guy who did most of the mall videos, and I found him on Instagram, and then I DM'd him and asked if he'd be on our show. And he said he can do it next week.
Oh, good. So let me ask you about this dude. Now, is he just is it just a YouTube thing that he has, or is this
his channel?
It's his YouTube channel, but he always talks about malls and like old malls.
Yeah. So I sent Alan the first one that started it all. I think is that Charles Corral did a documentary about malls in the 80s, how the malls are coming around and they're going to change how we buy things. And homes are going up around these malls. So it's a whole documentary on kids today, how they go to the malls and they hang out. And some parents think that malls is cause trouble because kids are just walking around them.
Wow.
What caught me is they had, I don't even know the security guards walk in and let's watch it and just give me a quick opinion.
Okay. I'll watch this.
Okay.
to get this roof over our heads. Among the potted plants and music.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Olivia Newton-John.
When a community becomes a mall.
Oh.
Listen to this guy.
I've got to look out for the interests of the mall. The most problems we really have would be lost kids, a few shoplifters. It's nothing compared to what's out in Kansas City or anything like that. This is a piece of cake compared to that. A lot of people go to malls to keep away from certain racial backgrounds and that sort of thing.
Okay, back us for a second, or you can play that.
First of all, I just want to say, I think he said Kansas City.
Yeah, he's in. You can play that
as a Southern guy. I'm so happy that this did not happen in the South.
Sorry. Play it, Alan, but with no sound, so we can. So what that guy just said, it caught my eye because I was like, "That's racist as shit."
Yeah, he said they try to get away from people from certain racial backgrounds.
Yeah.
That's him just trying to say, he's trying to put race and background together. He just means race. What do you mean background? That's
so this guy's an idiot. So this whole documentary ends up just being about malls, and this guy is like, it's gonna change the future, and malls are always gonna be here, and it's a thing. I
love this.
Okay, so you'll have to watch. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I miss malls. I am so upset that malls aren't. But in a weird way, when I do go, we have a mall in Hickory called Valley Hills Mall. It was the thing to do when I was a kid. I worked at the mall. I worked at Chick-fil-A in the mall. All my friends would come to the mall. I love the mall.
Yeah.
And it was a cool hangout. And it was indoors, and it was air conditioned. It was climate controlled. Yeah. Why do we all of a sudden have this big, this love for outdoory outlet malls where you have to go outdoors and park your car and keep moving around? We had it, dude. It was one big building. It was great. Why did we leave it?
Well, so going into that, so you have to watch this one. I'll send you the link. That guy gets in trouble for walking around the mall with his jam box. And it's the whole passing music land. And that girl's is basically talking about how parents don't understand kids, and kids want to go to the mall. And
we do.
And the older generation, even though every one of them now is a Karen.
Oh yeah, a lot of Karen. I'd like to find this lady right now.
She's a Karen.
Kind of cute though. They're all cute.
Yeah. And how they can spend it. So
Amazon killed the malls. Shane Flint says Amazon killed it.
Okay, so this goes got me thinking from this to then it shows recommendation of this whole genre, and we're gonna have the guy on called Dead Malls.
Okay.
So this guy goes to malls around the country that are dead, and he walks around and shows you. So just Alan, if you just click on whatever the dead mall example, just like 2 seconds. We don't need sound on it because we'll have the guy on next week. But I'm fascinated with he's getting it. Yeah, or you could have.
I'm fascinated with this too. There's a great documentary on Amazon Prime called Jasper Mall that I want to ask him about that Jasper Mall doc when he comes on.
Yeah. Just scroll to the middle, Alan, because he gives you a really cool, So he gives a real cool history, or just scroll where you can see him walking. Yeah, right there, sure. He just goes all these malls around the country, like this one, that are just nothing in it. Some of these malls are cost billions to make. And some of them are on the market for we could buy a mall for $500,000. Some of them went for $30,000, $40,000. Wouldn't you just want to own?
I would as a kid, that was my fantasy.
Just to own a mall.
There was a movie about that with what's his name? With Emmanuel Lewis, or was it the guy from the other one?
Yeah.
Sorry. What's his name? What you talking about, Willis? That guy.
Gary Coleman.
Gary Coleman.
Yeah, the shorter person.
Yeah. One of them, I forgot what movie it was, lived in a mall. And I remember, because he would wait for everybody.
All right, Alan, we'll show this next week.
Okay, so yes, I would love, John, to buy a mall.
Dude, you can get him when we have Sal on. All he does is travel the country. He gives you a history of the mall. He shows you a commercial for the mall coming to town and the news reporter doing the thing. And then he walks around just these deserted ass places. And you see 1 hour photo mat or 1 hour film developing these type of,
Chess King. Do you have a Chess King? Did you have a merry-go-round?
Yeah.
Did you have a? No, I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about the actual merry-go-round. The store.
Yeah, merry-go-round. That's where you got like Z Cabaret in.
Yeah, you got your parachute pants and Michael Jackson jackets.
Oh, Alan, go back to the very first one, the Charles Kuralt one. I'm gonna give you verbal. I know this is probably awesome podcast material here, but you have to see before I let this go, John. You have to see this guy cutting hair.
Okay.
It's the very first one with the racist security guy. That footage, and I'll have to guess where it is once it's up. But yeah, so I'm fascinated with them, and I've watched every was this the Charles Kuralt one? So keep going, Alan. Keep going. You're gonna see a girl in a whoa, you scroll fast. You're gonna see a girl at a haircutting place. Keep at
a hair salon in the mall.
Oh my god, wait, Alex. I'm sorry. I know. Go back like 10 seconds. Like keep going. Okay, so they're gonna show you this girl, and then they're gonna show the girl's mom. Okay, turn on the sound real quick. Sorry,
Oh, look at that hat. I love the song.
Okay, these are just teenagers smoking, right? That's mom. So now they're going to show the girl's mom. That's her mom.
Oh, how old is she?
Have them such a short time,
right? Like that woman is probably. I mean, I'm not making.
She's probably younger than us right now.
But the style,
seems just like all of a sudden
she's probably younger than we are.
That's right. Yeah, that lady is probably 42, 43 in this interview, and I'm 49.
Older girl.
All right, I can't find the haircutting one. I'll show it to you next week. It's this guy in this suit. Yeah.
I've got my hair cut in the mall many times, dude. I got my hair cut today, but it wasn't in a mall. It was next to our grocery store in Mountain View. Did a great job. As you can see, the mullet is gone. I don't know if you can see this, but it's gone, dude. You want me to reveal my
haircut place? There you go to.
Huh?
What's the name of the haircut place?
Oh, it's Great Clips. It's nothing. I've never been there before. Today was my first day in there. I normally go to a friend of mine's wife, but you have to schedule it, and it's a little farther away, and I have to be spur of the moment when I get my haircut. I can't plan for these things. I just need to get it done when I want it done at that moment, which is why I like the walk-ins. So here you go. John, I'm taking off my hat. I don't have my headphones on, so I can't hear you, but here is the new haircut. I cut it short, dude, high and tight. Sign me up for the military, buddy.
Are you going to jazz it up with a little bit of product on the thing? Maybe swoop it, do a little Jimmy Neutron, put it off to one side?
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna play with it.
I got product. I'll show you.
I got it cut because I have to play a cop in a movie coming up.
Bragging. Oh, is this the
So I can't. Cops don't have mullets and long hair, so I went ahead and just cut it. I get to keep this, but I'm gonna trim it really, really tight, really close.
How big is it a lot of scenes?
No, it's just a small part. It's for John Schneider, Bo Duke. He's been doing his own independent films, and this one is he loves Smoking the Bandit, and this is his like homage to that. So he basically, Smoking the Bandit was based on books. The first one was called, or screenplays maybe, or books or something called Stand On It was the first one, and the second one was called Poker Run. But when Burt Reynolds and all these guys got involved, it was Smoking the Bandit 1, Smoking the Bandit 2. So he's taken that for what it was to begin with and doing it himself and putting himself as Burt Reynolds. Anyway, I play a cop who pulls over Cletus T. Judd's character. Not Cletus T. Judd, Sheriff Buford T. Justice.
Right.
Shout out Cletus T. Judd, by the way. It was an accident. Anyway. So
I still eat hamburgers the way Sheriff Buford T. Anytime you're at like a crappy, awesome hamburger place that has that light wrapping on it, I leave it halfway on the bun.
Oh, yeah.
I put it in my mouth and I'm like, this is Sheriff Buford T. You dumb bum.
I need an El Diablo burger. Right.
Have you seen Smoking the Bandit not edited? It's weird when you hear like scum bum instead of real, when he does the real curse words. You're like, what? This isn't how.
Yo, scum bum.
Yeah, boy, remind me to punch your mama right in the what?
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Your brain is about the size of a tick turd.
You should do that at like the movie. I wonder how many takes he'd give you if the first thing you did is if you went an homage to Dukes of Hazzard and you were like,
well, I will say this:
not Roscoe P. Coltrane.
Roscoe P. Coltrane. Oh, them Duke boys, get my him. I love that guy.
Those cousins are doing. Remember when they replaced Bo and Luke Duke? There was an actor strike, a writer strike.
Yep.
And they blew those two out, and then they put.
They're actually still. I mean, they're friendly with those dudes. So Tom Wopat and John Schneider.
Tom Wopat was in Blacklist.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, he played a warden.
You know, he's a good singer too. He sings. Both of them, John Schneider and Tom Wopat, sing. They've got albums, and sometimes they get together and they sing, and it's a big deal. But yeah, they. I was talking to John Schneider about this on an old episode of Country-ish, and I asked him about the cousins that replaced them. And he's like, yeah, that was. It wasn't their fault. It wasn't their decision to come in, and they got kind of bashed. But we're friendly with them, and so they know those guys, and I think they're still friendly with them to this day.
Could you imagine that you're placing that for one season? Did those guys like get any other acting after that, or did they cast them just because they kind of looked
right? They had to just based on looks. Actually, he told me. So when John Schneider auditioned for the role of Bo Duke. He kind of snuck in there, like he was too young or something, and one of the producers didn't like him. And in fact, one of the producers wanted the other guy who actually ended up playing one of the cousins. So one of the guys that came in and played the cousin of John Schneider's character auditioned for Bo Duke originally, but John Schneider beat him out in that. Over the opinion of one of the producers, they fought about it.
Do you think? Did you ask him in the audition, or if they did they run and do that dive across the hood? I think they did, right?
Yeah. Oh, you mean the cousins did?
No, just Bo and Luke Duke.
Yeah, they did that.
So John would have to do it because usually he was running and he drove all the time. Which that's a question I would ask. Like, why I'd be like, listen, I'm driving all the time. Can you drive? Right? Is Wopat's character, did he ever drive?
That's a good question. I really don't remember. I have to look it up. But when I'm there working with him,
bring it up. I'm
going to ask him, because here's the thing. I've got the script right here, John. Right?
Okay.
So I got to start memorizing these lines.
Let me see. Can you hold? Well, is that you reveal? You can't. Just give me one of the lines. The top right before the instruction.
Well, I'll give you a good one, right?
Okay.
Your tail lights are broken. Your top is gone. The police light is pathetic. I'm going to have to call a record to drag this shit turd off my highway. So I'm playing a cop, and that's one of my lines. But he wrote this specifically for me for this one line.
Okay.
And it's this last line on the last page. Hey! That thing got a Hemi in it?
Oh, dude, that's some vintage.
So I have to say that. I get to say that. But if Bo Duke wants you to say that thing got a Hemi in it, the guy who drove one of the most iconic Hemis of all time, you're going to say that thing got a Hemi in it. You know what I'm saying?
And then the Hemi people are going to be like, we need to bring back this character. But what you do is like now you're a dad and you have kids and you're in the car commercial. So now I know the Hemi guy is now older and he's taking his kids to soccer and is, and you're in a Hemi and somebody's like, hey, does that have a blah, 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 airbag and child da-da-da in it? Like somebody yells you and you're now you're like, yeah, it's a removable trunk and it's got a sliding door. See, I should be an ad guy.
Great minds think alike, John. I've already shot it. I did a spoof commercial a long time ago. The Alan Jackson. Why don't you dig that up while I explain it to John Heffron, and then maybe you could play it. I don't know if you need to play the whole version where I explain it on Hickory Live or just the 30-second ad itself.
I'll play the whole thing. Then that yeah.
Well, because the Hickory Live part, I'm going to explain it while he's digging it up, and he could just play whichever one you find first, Alan. You could play. Huh. So here's the deal, John. I always thought it'd be funny if the Hemi guy, just like the guy from AT&T, Can You Hear Me Now, switched to Verizon, right? Or maybe the other way around. I forgot which way it was. But this actor, which is what I was. I'm an actor. I was hired to be in a commercial as an actor, right? I didn't write the lines. That thing got a Hemi. Someone else wrote it. I memorized it and said it as an actor. So this actor switched companies. One day he's AT&T, next day he's Verizon. Yeah. So I thought that would be interesting if the Hemi guy one day decided to switch to the hybrid guy. What would that look like if the Hemi guy all of a sudden started doing commercials for Prius? So we shot one. When I moved back here, this is me and Alan Jackson. Actually, my son Tucker's in it and my buddy Keith. So I am in a Prius, but now I'm grown up. I've got shorter hair like this. I've got glasses on. I'm wearing a suit and a tie. I'm listening to National Public Radio, and I'm sitting in a Prius at a stoplight. And these two redneck guys pull up next to me in a big Dodge Ram truck, just like what I used to be. And they're looking down at me and they're like, what is that, a hybrid? And we laugh and I go, yeah, it's a hybrid. And the light turns green and we floor it. And of course they beat me, but they run out of gas. And I keep going. And it says at the end, yeah, it's a hybrid. Sometimes you just got to move on, which is my way of saying like, hey, move on. I've done lots of other things. Plus,
did you send that to the Prius people?
Yeah, they don't like anything that's not their idea.
The ad company or
nobody does. All ad people. I'm trying to click on the private chat, but I can't get this mouse to work.
It's ready to play, he says.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Alan, go ahead. Let's watch this. Watch this, John Heffron. This was your idea. I just did it while we were talking.
Yeah, that's because you have a time machine. You went back, shot it. It's going to make the show so good. If you're
so whenever you're ready, the Alan Jackson, just go for it if it's ready to play.
Hey, that thing got a hybrid?
Yeah.
Huge. Come on. We're out of gas again.
Yeah, it's a hybrid. Sometimes you just gotta move on. So that's like a real commercial, right?
Yeah, just send it to Elon Musk. Tweet him that.
Yeah, but he's gonna be like, who's John Reep?
It was he might, but that was a really good. I don't have words.
Well, thank you, bud. I'm proud of it. I thought it was pretty cool. It's a funny idea. It's funny because it gets people talking. Like, wow, the Hemi guy is now a hybrid guy. What the, just like that dude. Just like the AT&T, the Can You Hear Me Now guy.
I would like to see that as a backstory. I kind of like you. I'll go see it up.
Oh, thank you.
On your go to meet and close. right?
And
So,
my reader's on.
yeah, you could, or I would like to see that as an action flick. You're that guy, and you don't want to go back to your past.
Mm-hmm.
You're a hybrid driver who has a past, and you're not that person anymore because you promised somebody that you would never be that person, and then the locals in town are harassing the people at the yoga place, and you got to turn back into the Hemi guy and just lay some law, and you didn't want.
Yeah, the whole point was I just thought it was funny, and somehow the real me got intertwined with these commercials, and people started thinking that I am 100% that same guy in that commercial. Now, I'm not. There's parts of me that kind of are. That's why I am country-ish. That's why my first special was called Metro Jethro. I can go there. I have that part of me, but I'm not that guy all the time. I'm not 100% that dude. So, I just want to show people I'm an actor. I could act. I could do other things. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna think of a show for you. I got too much of a chin, and I don't know how to act. I got this going on, and my face is crooked. But I'm gonna think of a show for you. I'm gonna run a show for you because I'm an ideas guy.
Yeah.
I'm like this.
Hey, come up with one, and let's see if I've already shot it.
I can do it right now. We need to have somebody in the chat room. Just give us a audition.
I also wanted to bring this up too because we have our love for the 80s and 90s. Yeah, you guys come up with some show ideas while I talk. But
I need an occupation, and I'll come up with a show for John. Do you want to go drama? Do you want to go situation comedy, or do you want to go like what app would it be on your smart TV?
Okay. I think this would be on. I would like this to be on, and I'm going to say HBO Max because I'm in love with that app right now. I've been watching a lot of HBO Max.
Got a lot of. Are you watching the Winter Soldier? I know it's on HBO Max. It's on Disney.
No.
All right.
I've been watching this interesting series, and I don't want everyone to get crazy, right? I'm only watching it because I don't know anything. And I thought, well, this might be interesting to watch. It's called Q Into the Storm. And it's about QAnon, how it got started, the history of it, all the different branches it branched off into, and where it led to. I think it's like an 8-part docuseries. And I've been watching it, and it's interesting. And I'm coming at it from a non-biased, open-minded point of view, FYI. But it's pretty interesting. I think you should give it a chance. Just give it a go. Tell me what you think. I didn't know that some of the guys that started it, how it started, the whole 8chan, 3chan, all those different little the other social networks I didn't even know about. Like, I like that story as well. Pretty crazy. And I also watched on HBO Max Kong versus Godzilla. I thought that was great.
I saw people saying, I'm trying to look at subjects, but I don't think I was clear on what we were looking for as far as occupations. What do you think of Kong versus?
I loved it.
I saw so many people I used to run home and watch. It was Godzilla week.
And
it started at like 4:00. So your bus got in around like 3:00, and then you'd sprint home, and it was just all Godzilla the whole time. So I actually don't. I think I would or do we like King Kong? Like, whose side are you on? I'm kind of more Godzilla, but he's probably a bad guy in this, I would imagine.
Well, okay. I am not. I didn't watch these movies. I don't know the history of Godzilla. I don't know. I watched maybe 1 or 2 Kong things. I like the one with Jack Black in it. Recently. I like the old King Kong, I always thought it was ridiculous that there was this lizard that shot a laser beam out of its mouth. I didn't understand that. But this movie, it's great. The fight scenes are amazing. It's like, I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm just telling you, I wasn't a fan of the whole series. So I just came into it because the Alan Jackson, the guy producing this right here, he is a fan, and he told me, like, I said, I was making small talk. I'm like, well, what are you going to do this week? It's all about Kong versus Godzilla for me. I'm like, what? I was kind of like laughing. I'm like, what? Really? He's like, oh yeah. And so I'm like, well, now I have to watch it because I trust the Alan Jackson and I like his opinion. Although he's got a good taste in film. And I thought, well, let me check it out. If the Alan Jackson likes it, then I got to try this out. And I loved it. It was great. I can't wait to watch it again on the big screen.
I got to pack tonight to go to this weekend, but maybe I'll have it on while I'm packing.
Yeah.
I've noticed that you've been traveling a little bit more, or we both are again. My skill of packing, I've lost it.
Yeah.
I used to be able to pack so good. I knew the 3 shirts, the 2 pants, the 4 pair of underwear, the 4 socks, the gym. Like I had it down to space shuttle-y.
Yeah.
But now I don't even know.
Yeah. It's weird. Like
I don't. It's a thing.
let me ask you this: in your packing style.
Yeah.
Do you have different styles? Like if you go like, well, I'm doing stand up this weekend, I know what that is, as opposed to like, oh, I'm going on a fishing trip with my pals. That throws up my whole, because there's other things you're not even thinking about, but it's different than stand up.
Yeah, I have this one. I'm doing a corporate event, which always throws me because you don't know how to dress at those. And I'm going to Florida, and being in Michigan, I'm not used to. I haven't seen 85-degree weather in a year.
So, right.
So it's going to be hot.
It's going to be warm.
So, I don't know.
But are you doing just one show? It's a one corporate event. How long are you staying?
On Wednesday, and then fly to Port Charlotte, Florida on Thursday, and there Thursday through.
Wow, that worked out pretty cool though.
Worked, yeah.
Corporate tagged on to a little club gig. That's not too bad.
Guess who's back? Yeah. doing morning press, doing Mike Kelta in Tampa on Friday. I haven't done morning radio in about 100 years.
Are you gonna do his show?
Yeah.
What's it called down? He had a name, didn't he? A nickname? Something like Big Head or Fat Cow.
I don't know him from. I didn't know him then, so I don't know what that name was.
Something about the Cowhead. Cowhead.
Yeah, and then he killed that guy. He killed that character, and now he's just such a great guy.
Tell him to have me on. Dang it.
Yeah, he does a podcast with Kelly. Anyway, so hold on. Okay, nobody. Dude, I was trying to think of this bit.
I know what I was going to tell you, by the way. We like to talk about the 80s and 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what happened on this day? Like some 20. Here, let me look it up. Some 20. I'll tell you exactly the amount of days. It was 1994 on this day. Something happened.
1994.
Yes.
What are we? We're May. What are we? April?
April the 5th, 1994. Somebody died.
94. That would be Nirvana. Not that.
Yep. Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, that was a big deal. Obviously, yeah. I saw somebody on a Green Room Comedy Club in a. I guess you found a gun or something. Right, but like that, one of the songs, "Got to Get a Gun." Somebody wrote yeah. It's not.
There
fun.
was a lot of.
I remember seeing that going. That's too soon. Like the very next week. I got a show for you. I was trying to read the comments, but then every time I read the comments, then I feel like I'm not engaged when you're talking. Or literally throwing out there. I got a show for you. You're a traveling guy. You're a traveling salesman ish. I don't know what people would travel to sell, but you have a psychic power where when you put your head on a pillow, you dream the dreams of the last person who slept on that pillow.
Ooh.
Share their thoughts. So I just made this up. I was trying to think you were traveling. And then, so what happens? So you lay your head on the pillow, and when there's murders and stuff, they always have, you have to lay down, and then you sleep, and then you take over the mind of the person who slept on that pillow the night before.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That'd be a nightmare if you actually had that burden.
Oh, staying at like a crappy Best Western.
If you're traveling all the time and you're sleeping on different pillow, I bring my own pillow. I call up the My Pillow dude. He's going to be in this movie, the My Pillow guy.
Oh, jeez. Do you ever do that though? Like, there's hotels that I've stayed at where my dreams are so stressful, and not even whatever I'm doing there or my shows. My dreams are so intense and so stressful that I can almost predict that most of the people that stay in that hotel lives are just shit, and they're sales guys, and they have so much just chaos and stuff going on in their life that you get those bad vibes when you're sleeping, opposed to if you sleep at a hotel that's on a resort or in a right where people's thoughts are calmer. I think pillows suck up those dreams, and I think we should invent a pillow to crush the My Pillow guy that the whole thing is you have good dreams on it. It blocks out the negative dreams. We'll just make up some science, some pseudoscience that really have a way of testing it. But that's the pillow detective. Horrible name. That's a horrible name. But you just come in and then you get a vibe.
Oh yeah, like in my brain, I'm already thinking of like, I could see a scene where like some hot looking lady's husband dies, but in order to find out, I have to go in her bed and sleep in her bed.
Sleep in the bed.
She's like, well, this is where I sleep. I'm like, oh, okay.
The show is called. Hold on. That's not it. Hold on, bro. Hold on, everybody. This season on The Bed You Make. I don't know who killed him. Like, see, that's the type of music.
Yeah.
Right? You make the bed you make.
You made this bed. Now you got to sleep in it.
Sleeping in your bed. Wait, hold on. Up next on Sleeping in Your Bed, Detective Reep gets a little more than something. I have no brain power today. Usually I'm quicker. I got all Novocained up. It hurt a little.
What happened? Did you go to the dentist again?
You see the firing. I feel a little off step today, but you see.
I think you're fine. What happened though? You went to the dentist again?
No. Before I leave this thought, so we have this. Why does every idea have to do with sleep? I just realized our scary movie takes place in a sleep study.
Right.
And then just the thing I just came up with is the sleep detective.
Oh, yeah. It's called Unrest by Steve Edmund goes, it's called Unrest or Sweet Dreams Pillow Talk. Yeah.
Unrest. Walk a mile in my shoes. This Detective Reep comes in and then you put on people's shoes. You just walk in and you're like,
that's my sidekick. Like my ability is the dream pillow. My sidekick could be you. You're the shoe guy, and you got to put the shoes on.
Like, ma'am, I'm sorry about your loss. I'm gonna need to see your husband's shoes. And they're like, what? Well, he always ran in those. And then I put on the running shoes and then I'm like in his body running, and you see him on the phone. If it's not done by Saturday, then I'll do it myself. And then you see him running in.
I love it.
Dude, that's a good idea. Like, yeah, you take over, like you go to vintage stores, like Salvation Armies, and when you put on the clothes, this had to exist.
Oh, yeah.
You put on the jackets or the clothes, you have the thoughts that whoever owned that piece of clothing.
That's had to have happened, right? Man, okay. I like this.
Or what about this? What if we HBO Max it, and every time you have sex with somebody, you can read their minds.
Oh,
but you have to be having.
Would you actually want to know what the other person's thinking while you're having sex with them?
No, it'd be horrible.
You can read. I know. Only if it's good. I don't.
No,
if you can't read, then you know it's bad. So that's also bad.
Let's say you got the vaccine, right? Or the COVID vaccine. And that was one of your superpowers that they don't tell us about. You just get the Johnson & Johnson, and now you can read minds. But you can only read minds during you couldn't decide when you could read minds.
Right.
Let's say it was only when somebody was saying something negative about you.
You couldn't control it. Oh,
you didn't have any positive thoughts. If someone's like, "Oh, I really like his new haircut," you wouldn't hear that thought.
Mm. I,
Wouldn't you kill? Like that would be a horrible superpower,
yeah.
right? What would you walk around like if you could only hear negative?
I think
of somebody, I would stay in my house. I can't handle my own negative thoughts, let alone.
I mean, it's nice to be able to read minds, but if you're only getting negative stuff, then that would ruin you. It would make you a very depressed,
you wouldn't leave,
lonely, sad individual.
Or not negative, but would you try to use it as a superpower? You know,
try to monetize it somehow.
Yeah. I mean, you can maybe TikTok it and like be the guy. Hey guys, don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button. I'm going to tell you exactly what shitty thing that person is going to say about me before they say it, and then you just go and stand in front of somebody and like his knees are knobby. I don't know.
Someone commented that Adam Sandler already made a movie called The Cobbler about where putting on other people's shoes. I don't know if this is true or not, though. I'm just reading what they wrote. I feel like that is an Adam Sandler movie, though.
That is a cobbler. Yeah, I think there's one because I had a joke about becoming a cobbler. Then I saw that there was a movie and I just stopped doing it. I don't remember what the joke was.
Really? That's such an odd thing, isn't it? Cobbler. Like if you just said the word cobbler, I wouldn't think shoes. Somehow I would think corn on the cob, a guy who loves corn on the cob. Like I would think food. I wouldn't think shoes. But
yeah, I don't even know. I'm looking up cobbler, like origin word. How few words?
Yeah.
How did that word? Where did it come from?
Yeah, someone Google cobbler for us.
Look it up.
Where did that come from?
It's gonna probably crush it. Cobbler, original meaning of cobbler. Can
I plug my next date real quick while you're looking that up?
Plug it.
My next gig is going to be in Springfield, Missouri at the Blue Room, April 16 and 17. And then after that, I'll be at the House of Comedy in Bloomington, Minnesota. I've never been to either one of these places. Have you, John Heffron?
House of Comedy. I'm there in the next couple months. I just put that in my calendar.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, look at them.
Have you been before?
Never been.
What about the Blue Room in Springfield, Missouri?
Never been.
Okay. Well, I know Springfield's kind of close to Branson, Missouri. What you know about Branson, Missouri?
Branson, Missouri is where if you're 60 plus, you went and saw a bunch of shows in the middle of the day, which I'm okay doing that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with getting a room in Branson, Missouri, and letting the buses of older people show up to do the shows.
I've already booked my flight, but had I rethunk this, I may have got in a day early just to check out Yakov Smirnoff's theater.
He has one in Branson and not Gatlinburg.
Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Gatlinburg is where if we're gonna have the Heffron Reep Theater, we should just do it in Gatlinburg.
Yeah, Gatlinburg's closer to me and closer to you. We don't need to go all the way to Springfield or Branson, but I would love to see Yakov Smirnoff's act. Like he's got his own theater. If you guys don't know who we're talking about, Yakov Smirnoff, Russian guy, very popular in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
He came here and was always like, what a country. In my country, Soviet Union do this. Over here, it's crazy. So that was his whole thing, fish out of water. But it's funny and likable. And he was in movies. He was huge. Yeah, he goes, what a country. That was his thing. And then one day he's like, you know what? I'm going to cash in all my chips. I'm tired of traveling. I'm going to buy my own theater in Branson, Missouri.
Yeah.
And people will come to see me instead of me going to see them.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, it's genius.
Instead of traveling, I talked to him at the Comedy Magic Club in Hermosa. And I don't even know how we got into it, but he basically said Letterman ruined his career. One of the late night guys, it's probably Letterman at the time. You started using him as a punchline.
Really?
It's and that just got people to start going, okay, he's not cool or hip.
Oh, so he's now sort of a dude. He's now sort of a tool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird how comedy has that thing without like there are popular comics, right? And as they're all that are popular just because people decided.
Yeah.
Right. Not necessarily if you listen to jokes or how things are written or put together. Right. If it was music, there's like kind of garbage music that's really popular. And then there's singer-songwriters that aren't as popular. It's the same thing with comedy. And it's weird how just people can dictate that, right? Like, so one person can say this is no longer the guy when people are laughing at that person
right
a month earlier, and now suddenly, I'm not into him.
Yeah, some people go like, oh, it's not cool. But it's but if no one else influenced your opinion of somebody, if you just were in a vacuum and you were watching something and you thought it was funny, how many people would agree with you with your opinion?
I guess it's like that with music, but there are, again, in the comedy thing, there are people that are popular just because they were also next to popular people. So the comedy, so now it becomes a popularity contest of just that person, not what they're saying on stage.
Right.
Just, it's that's the cool guy, that's the cool chick, that. But so with guys like that, I always think, oh man, those guys got hosts. Like Carrot Top.
Yeah.
100% the perfect example. Carrot Top, when I was in college performing, in the 80s, I did a outdoor thing with him, and they brought his trunks on stage.
Yeah.
And the place, this was like an MTV spring break type thing. The place went ape shit just to see Carrot Top's trunks. Right. Wow, and then through time and stuff, then it becomes prop comedy is crappy. Where real comics, that's not. And then suddenly, just as a group, everyone decided we don't go see that, even though that swung back around and everybody crapping on Carrot Top. Pulls out their phone. There are guys shitting on him that had PowerPoint presentations, and that was hip and trendy. And suddenly you're like, well, wait a minute. You have a thing on stage that's as proppy. Anytime you pull out your phone to read a wacky text you got from your girlfriend, that's a prop.
That's a prop, dude.
You're pulling out a prop. So I don't understand. I don't understand the comedy thing. Luckily, I've never been popular enough to.
Well, we got to just start our own circle, dude.
We need like I hate the word tribe, but we need a thing. I don't know.
We got to start our own circle. I mean, there are circles out there that are doing well. I'm not, without saying names, the Country-ish podcast is a part of the All Things Comedy Network, and that's like a gigantic circle, right?
There's that circles. And that's a tight circle with your backs to you.
This back here's a nice circle.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. I don't know, but what would our circle be? I'm too plain Jane Matchbox 20. I'm not edgy.
Yeah, I'm goofy, fun, happy fun ball guy, and I'm not edgy, and I'm not smart enough to weigh in on politics because I know my opinion is not informed, but I also know no one else's is.
Do we not, is it in watching other people's podcasts, do we not, maybe that's it, we don't have opinions? Do you think that's the problem?
We have no opinions. Well, I like, so here's an example of guys, well, it's not a great example, but Norm Macdonald to me is hilarious, but he doesn't really have strong political, he's like a joke teller, he tells jokes. So is Gilbert Godfrey.
Yeah,
he doesn't really do politics. He's just like, he's just allowed. So I like those guys, but I don't know. Those we'll figure it out, dude. We got time to think. It's 9:00. I got to wrap this one up.
Maybe that's our thing. Is we start talking and we just wrap it up. We
care so
little. We care so little about what we're saying. When we're done, we just end it.
Oh yeah.
And then people will be like, you know what we like about. We're the type of guys that if we're on the phone and you're done with the conversation, we don't say bye. You just go, John, you want to do the show in May? And then I think so. And then I just hang up. Like there's not, okay, well, let's talk about it. Okay. Have a good tell everyone. We just end shit.
Don't you do that anyway?
I think we should do this for the podcast.
That's what you do to me.
Lock it in and rip the knob off. You're tuned in to the #1 show on the planet. The Heffron and Reep Show. This is the epicenter of audio frequency entertainment.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Can't get enough of it.
Oh, yeah. You guys are the best.
Heffron and Reep.
I love you, love you, love you.
The Heffron and Reep Show.
Okay, we can't be the end it guys if they don't end it. Like we
Oh
would.
yeah.